Take two. Uh, this just further explains or shows just how ridiculous the situation is here. Anything I touch turns to the opposite of what you want it to be, I guess, is the best way to put it. So I guess I need to act like the previous stream didn't exist. So I'll open with this to see if this works, because this is probably the most important thing. What I've You can't make this shit up. Let me screen grab this. YouTube rejected your comment. This usually means they think it's spam. Try changing it a bit. I am not being allowed to share a link to my website, my YouTube page. It's like the joke. All right, the joke is no longer funny. I get it. Good one. You did a great job, world 2020. But I can't take this anymore. I'm done. I tap out. We've had serious financial situations, difficulties throughout the year. If there was $5 in bills for a month, we were only pulling in $2 a month. It's not that amount, but if you could figure out what that does, racing from behind for what is now 10 months, you could probably get a grasp of how far behind we were there. On top of which is a rent problem, which we didn't factor in because of New York State having a COVID rent relief program, which my landlord was fully, it was a joint effort. Never did I think that rent was going to be a problem, because he was completely, whatever paperwork was needed, he helped and was giving it. We've been notified that the COVID rent relief program help alleviate the hardship faced by tenants across New York during this pandemic with a one-time rental subsidy. As required by the legislation, applicants for the program have been prioritized for households with the greatest economic and social need. I don't know how the rest of Nassau County is doing, or the rest of New York is doing, but I would have said we were at least in the middle or higher as far as social need, accounting for income, rent burden, and percent of income lost and risk of homelessness. After reviewing the information you provided for COVID rental relief program, your application has been determined ineligible based on the following. Documentation provided by the applicant was insufficient. Documentation provided by the applicant was missing one or more required items. And lastly, the applicant did not demonstrate that they are a tenant with a primary residence in New York State. How are you talking to me? How do I prove to you that I'm from New York? Other than you sending me mail. What do you think? This is my fucking my summer home? Do you not think this is my primary residence? Somebody before asked if it was because of Emily. No, this Emily has nothing to do with this application because when I moved here, it was just me living here, so it's just my name on the lease. This apartment is just me technically, as far as being paid for and responsible for. So that whole Emily in living in England as an excuse for '09 there. No, no. As you see, it says Dear Charles Patterson, not Dear Charles Patterson and Emily, whatever the fuck name works for the government to deny you access to funds. It just says me. Part of that. Why are comments not working? First to donate award goes to me. Ryan, is the link working? I'm man, and the dog is expressing his displeasure as well. I don't know why comments. I guess you guys are quiet or what, but StreamYard. Oh, okay, the new link is working. Thank you. I can't post it. I'm kind of lost. What happened? 2020 happened. COVID happened. My depression got worse. I have clinical depression. I have PTSD. I had mild agoraphobia. Agoraphobia is a fear of leaving the house. That has fluctuated since my father's suicide. With the advance of COVID, I have agoraphobia. If you remember, a couple of years ago, I had a lung issue, and how funny is it that the primary spot where people are at risk with COVID is the lung. So I if I never leave this room again, I'm okay with that. I do realize that that is not healthy, but again, I'm attempting to fix certain things. The financial situation took a brutal hit in between 2019 and 2020. Again, I'll say this again because I don't really give a shit about being forward with information that is nobody's fucking business. But I paid taxes on $48,000 last year. And currently, I think my W-2 would be just below $2,000. So the financial situation for the household, again, Emily cannot work in this country. We have been doing our best to accommodate the country, the state, the administration as much as possible to get her legal, get her able to work. And they have just put up roadblocks at every stop. I have a couple of $1,000 due back to me from the IRS because I make what would be considered is it even lower middle class? It I don't know if it's poverty. For a couple, it's poverty. So that they no-sailed us on the COVID relief, the stimulus that came in March for 2,400. I'm married. I thought maybe 24. I still paid taxes. I figured, all right, well, 1,200 still. Nope, married to an immigrant. You get nothing. I paid my taxes last year. I paid my taxes. So I'm happy to help everybody. So this is the second time that my taxes have gone to bailing people out that have nothing to do with me. 2008, I paid to bail out the banks. 2020, 2019, should I say, I paid to bail out America. And as much as I need that help, I couldn't have access to that money that I paid. Ironically enough, what's even more funny is you think one of those banks that listen, I'm not trying to say that me alone saved the banking industry in 2008, but I didn't agree to have my tax dollars go to some fucking banks where they just went ahead and gave their CEOs billions and billions in bonuses. Yeah, that's what I would have done with my tax dollars. So it's just funny that every bank I turn to for assistance, help, knowing that they are familiar with being completely fucked financially, only to have them say that, well, you don't have a source of income. We can't approve this. It's funny. You guys were fucking destroying the economy in 2008. Yet we gave you money. There's all that aside. The taxes that I paid and am still awaiting, there was an issue with the tax return in July because Emily's name is not what it says on the passport of hers. Emily's passport is, her maiden name. On the marriage certificate in the United States, that was printed here in Nassau County, New York State. It says name after marriage, Emily Patterson. So what did she sign on the taxes? Emily Patterson. They said that is false. That's not her name. They were asking for her birth certificate with the name Emily Patterson on it, which doesn't exist. It's not going to happen. They want a passport with the current name on it. They're not. I don't know if the IRS is understanding what's going on in the world or this country, but it's damn near impossible to travel. And England, smartly enough, has said, hold off on traveling here. We don't want people getting sick. So the lack of common sense and understanding is alarming, to say the absolute very least. We've tried to do everything we can. The office isn't open for most hours of the day because of COVID. I swear to God, things that happen to me are only. You have to laugh. I can understand anybody else laughing. It's fucking funny. If this were a movie, and I were some generic character that every step I took, irony just totally kicked me right in the fucking pants. It'd be pretty funny. Um, we were behind on finances the whole year. The whole year we've been 2 steps back, 1 step forward, 4 steps back every time the calendar hit the first, because every bill would come in. We haven't had a cell phone. Um, we had a cell phone for January, but for the most part, we haven't had a cell phone for the entirety of 2020. There's things we've cut back on. There's things we've sold. There's things I again, still up for sale. It's going to have to be a clean out here. But the issue with all of this was we were always, especially with the landlord telling us that he was helping, and there was that. We were never, perhaps stupidly, we weren't thinking that the rent was going to be a problem. And again, this is it's about to be November 1st. That is 11 months. What I pay a month, what I'm supposed to pay a month in rent, just went from, 0 to the price of a decent Chevy, like overnight. That's on top of everything else that we've been dealing with. We're at the stage where the tax return merely chisels away at some of these giant issues. I would show you the various levels of debt that we're in every situation. Electric, gas, cable. Cable's the one we've fought hardest for, because this is the only thing that's bringing on income right now is YouTube, PayPal, Twitch. Oddly enough, it pays to play video games. Go figure. So the most important thing to keep ourselves on, well, you would think electricity. With you need electricity to power the internet, but everything's been thrown out of whack now. So suddenly, what we weren't worried about, and again, I'll say it foolishly, has become an extremely urgent issue. What we're staring at is eviction in 61 days. I don't have a family. Emily can go back. That's probably the most important thing right now. Getting Emily on a plane, getting her home where she has a family that'll put a roof over her head, and hey, free healthcare, so that she can only really worry about eating. That's like her main concern. That would be her only concern, is buying food in England. Myself, there's a different situation, because of England. It's been funny. We've dealt with 2 English-speaking countries that have had some extraordinary immigration policies, where I spent just about a year in Denmark, and they never said boo. They took care of me. I'm not a resident of Denmark. When I was in Denmark, I had, I still had my health insurance from my previous marriage. I wasn't legally divorced yet. I was at the hospital quite a few times in Denmark. They never charged me. They never charged my insurance company. Denmark took care of me for free. They took care of somebody that didn't live there. A family has supported me in Denmark that didn't know me 4 years ago. But the country that I was born in, the country that I've paid taxes in all my life, has all but told me to go fuck myself. It's incredible, and I don't know what to do. I've broken down mentally. I haven't ever been the same since 2014. It seems like that situation with my father, I've needed just a break, just a break. At any, just a bit of luck at any given moment, and had the exact opposite, almost at every turn on a yearly basis. The person who was supposedly supporting me through sickness and in health just absolutely could not handle what I was going through. So I lost 2 people that were extremely close to me over the course of a year. So my family was gone. My all versions of my family were gone. And here's these people in Denmark who treated me like one of their own, and didn't ask why, any of that stuff. Emily, we tried to do the right thing. Emily came here. We got married legally. I don't know if I still have it. It's been freshly out due to the myriad of shit that the government has been asking for. But marriage certificate, the whole nine, have applied for things legally. SNAP, which is food stamps. No. I don't have enough proof that I need it. Welfare, because I made $49,000 as one person. Again, remember, the United States does not recognize Emily as a person right now. I myself made just under 50 grand in 2019. That's way too much for welfare. But for 2 people, that's poverty. The line in Nassau County for whatever the COVID situation was, that you needed to be at below 80% of the median to qualify for the COVID rent relief. The median in Nassau County is $74,000. Even if it were last year and I were making money, I would still qualify. In 2020, not counting donations, not counting people such as yourself just helping, not counting, loans and all this other shit. As far as the legally is concerned, fuck, you know what? If my president has taught me anything, it's to avoid paying taxes everywhere you can. But as far as the IRS is concerned, I've pulled in under $2,000 for the year 2020. I don't know what state you can live in for $200 a month, but please point me in that direction. I'm trying to make jest. I realize it's unfair, Emily didn't ask for this. She came here and left her free health care. And that probably was looking back on all of this. If I could do everything all over again, uh, oddly enough, I wouldn't have scheduled that that first date with Emily in England, because that had caused such a ridiculous mountain of events that has caused more problems than I can. It all traces back to me going to England for 7 days, being held in a British airport prison for 9 hours, being denied entry into England, although they let me stay for 2 days. I don't know what the fuck. They denied me entry, but were courteous enough to let me see Emily for, they say 2 days, but when you hold me for 9 hours, I'm going to say it's a 1 day plus a couple of hours. And then they sent me back to Denmark because they were concerned that Denmark would send me back to England. And if Denmark was going to send me back to England, they were going to send me back to America. They sent me back to Denmark. Denmark welcomed me with open arms. For as much as a fuss as England made about what I was going to deal with in Denmark, you would have thought I was traveling to Denmark to take in the sights. It was less than 12 seconds that I spent in Danish customs. I have absolutely nothing but nice things to say about Denmark. My original plan before I met Emily was to live in Denmark. Again, I don't have family. I'll say it again. I've made family in Denmark. I haven't met Emily's family in England, but I don't know how that country feels about me. I know how they feel about me traveling. I know how they feel about my passport. They put a barrier on my passport where it got taken away. So her country seems to appreciate me over there just about as much as the United States has shown welcome arms to Emily. So, and through all of this time, it just gets worse and worse. And I understand that it looks like I'm doing nothing, but I can't tell you that there's things wrong. If you've watched The Aviator, go watch The Aviator when Howard Hughes starts grinding down. I've been there, and not just for a little bit. You'll notice that I trim my nails. I do that. There are other elements. I don't have OCD. I do have agoraphobia. I get anxious when I leave the house. I have extreme anxiety if there are other people around. Again, this has developed severely due to PTSD. I had PTSD prior to my father's suicide. That situation has kicked up a lot about me, and I'm seeing a therapist. Oddly enough, my therapist thinks that me playing a game where I run around and shoot people is something that is good for me, and not for the running around and shooting people thing. It's task based, and it's something that I enjoy and don't think about. My problem with my anxiety is I can't turn my brain off. I worry about things that I can't control. I think about things that I can't change, and just get stuck. I'm sorry. I didn't realize how many people were saying stuff. I don't know what's better, PayPal or Kickstarter, but I sent through PayPal. PayPal, and you're my friend. Everybody's my friend if you're going to be sending me something through PayPal. I saw it on Twitter. I shared and donated. I wish I could do more. You've helped me through my manic depression without even knowing it. Thank you, Ryan. I appreciate that. New York back on that Bell shill. They're denying rental assistance for COVID. Oh, you're updating somebody. I suffer from depression as well. Meds help. I do take therapy through the computer. You indirectly helped the banks in 2008. Okay, all right. I was. If you're gonna correct me on something, the point is, it was taxpayer money that taxpayers didn't have a vote on. God knows I wouldn't have given any money, especially considering. Listen, I'm not going to. If you want to get into semantics about what I said about 2008, fine. I really can't believe you're actually holding on to semantics about what I said about the banks in 2008. What do you have for 2019? Because every American received assistance, not me. I paid my taxes. I did not get assistance. So what do you have for that one? I didn't indirectly help myself. I don't like the semantic shit. Please, you're gonna have to understand that. This is 11 months, well, not 11 months. This is 10 plus months of being told, yeah, you got to do this, and oh no, wait, you did it wrong. You got to do it this way. Oh no, you got to do it this way. Oh no, you know what? After all that, what the time passed. You can't do this. It's just expired. We told you that you had to have it done by this day. You've got to get it done by this day. I'm sorry, we're not open right now because of COVID. How the fuck do you expect me to do anything? I tried to donate, but it says it's been deactivated. Oh, I'm sorry, Hot Pockets. I didn't realize. Okay. Apologies. I'm extremely raw, and I thought you were saying something about the way I worded my situation. The economy, unfortunately, worse than it was in 2008. You're right. You're right. Something has to be done, or we'll be in deep trouble. Well, we got a new Supreme Court. We needed that urgently. 8 is a weird number for the Supreme Court, so we needed the 9th very urgently. So we have that done. So maybe when I get evicted, I'll be taken to the Supreme Court, and that'll be in place. I could be thankful for that. Sorry this is happening. The U.S. is definitely a scam, and it has since its inception. Sorry to hear this. The South Korean gig didn't work out. South Korean gig? What South Korean gig? If America is a scam, I heard Iran is looking for citizens. Listen, my experience with this country, and paperwork to prove it, has been not something I would I would gloat about. Sure, some people have it okay. Uh, I'm not married to a European model. I guess that's what the problem was. Emily should have been a model, and then maybe the the fact that I was married to an immigrant, maybe that would have changed things. Uh, I think the thing that Biden has over Trump is a healthcare plan. He wants to implement an affordable public option for healthcare that would vastly help out our country. He would allow us to choose. Uh, they are all owned by Wall Street billionaires. We live in an oligarchy, not a democracy. Yes. Wow, that's just wow. Thanks. What did I do? What did I do, Dennis? I don't. I can't tell if that's a. I can't tell if that's sarcasm. That face looks like it's a. What I say? Dennis, you're gonna have to clarify what "wow" just "wow" means because I don't. I genuinely don't know what you're talking about. And again, I'll say it again. I don't know who Josh is. Now I know why Dennis said thank you. Dennis is my family. We're not related. Uh, I, the only reason I know Dennis is because my father committed suicide. Dennis and his family have been more important to me than I don't know. Shit, a lot of people that were blood relatives. People, I mean, I still have relatives on my father's side. They don't give a shit. They made a bunch of decisions without my permission. I didn't have a choice in whether or not he was cremated. A bunch of decisions were made about. Actually, I was told a day and a half after he was dead that he was dead. I went up there to his apartment, and then they left, and just left me to deal with what was left of my father's paperwork and everything. Dennis and his family continue. I'm not in Denmark anymore. I'm not their problem. But they keep helping. So like so as to counter what I've been saying about America, you know, everything's a case by case basis. There's people that I'm not related to in Denmark that I would run in front of a train to help. And they've been doing as much as they can to help me. I'm no longer in their hair. Like that's something that my blood family has essentially done. They've essentially said, okay, well, at least we don't have to talk to Junior anymore. But the polar opposite has happened with my family in Denmark. Family, friends are people that I anybody I talk to on the screen. You'll for those of you who probably think that I got what's coming to me because of things I said and the way I acted and things and all that shit that happened last year. I took it very personally because a lot of people that I talk to online are my friends. Again, I don't leave the house. Um, I'm Sigourney Weaver in Copycat. Uh, Sandra Bullock in The Net. Oh, actually, no. I think she left. Never mind. My wife, I met through the computer. My family, I met through the computer. Roger, uh, I would call Roger a father like, uh, not literally. Uh, I look to Roger like a father, uh, if only perhaps due to the coincidence in age. But Roger got sick, and I went and visited him. Me, who doesn't leave the house. There's a lot of people that I have no blood relation to that I care about quite a bit. And you people who have no idea who I am. Again, I just want to apologize to Hot Pockets. I thought what you were saying about the banks. I thought you were taking slight with what I said. I'm just really, 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 really shredded right now. It takes I don't know what, 6 denials, a back and forth with the IRS, and again, the IRS is sitting on a couple of $1,000. If they would just fucking help, tell me what you need. We'll walk down there if you'd like us to. We'll bring every piece of paperwork we can, but she can't go home and come back because COVID. I understand there's a small percentage of this country that thinks it's not a thing. But on this round earth, the rest of the world thinks it's a thing, and it's a very serious thing. The way my situation has been handled in 2020 is a fucking joke. It's a joke, and everybody who's had something ill to say about me in 2019, you could rest easy. I got mine. You could take your hex off now. Sandy, I feel badly for you guys. I wish I had extra to help you guys out, but I don't know. Say a prayer for you guys. I always enjoyed your video so much. Thank you, Sandy. Just spread that link if you can. I don't know which one's working at this point. I've posted on Facebook a link that apparently is working at this point. It's spreading the word. That helps. Due to my mental issue, I crumble when it comes to handling legal stuff, and like this situation, I'm supposed to fight it. I didn't fight my divorce, where I really just got fucked, like extremely fucked. I'm so far gone mentally that I just wanted to leave. I just wanted to stop. I wanted to stop fighting. I just wanted to stop with everything. And my ex took advantage of every ounce of me, is what I'll say. Lots of money that was left on the table, lots of possessions that were left on the table, gone. I wasn't. I was the housewife in that relationship. I would have been due alimony, but I didn't pursue it. I just wanted to sever things and get it done as quickly as possible. And I didn't realize I was married to a fucking shark. But that has my lack of stronghold. I don't know how to put it. My lack of ability to handle certain situations. This is part of PTSD, or my PTSD has kind of fucked me over. If you know somebody that can help me legally with what's the word for not counter to challenge the rulings that have been made, whether it be welfare, SNAP, well, now the rent relief. Long story short, we've been in about I'm rounding and saying about $30,000 debt in 2020 before this morning. As of right now, that's ballooned to well past 50. And as of January 1st, the living arrangements have got to be figured out. I left Denmark with what, 6? No, 8. We'll call it 10, because I went back and forth with 2 suitcases. I left Denmark with about 10 suitcases, plus there's still some stuff out there worth of stuff. I came out here to America blocked from traveling. I actually had, because of my passport situation, I was sent to Denmark to pick up my belongings, and I had to go through paperwork there. That was a bizarre experience where Dennis literally made a video showing my belongings in his possession in his home in Denmark. So I needed to jump through hoops just to go and pick stuff up from Denmark. I didn't end up taking it all, but after that, I had a block on my passport, and they I don't know if you know this, but when they punch holes in your passport, it means you can't travel around the world. And what I got was it looks like a driver's license. That's my passport. It looks like a driver's license. So I can bounce around the States now on a plane. But that won't get me. That won't even get me to Canada. That driver's license passport. So we don't know what to do. It seems like one way or another, we're going to have to get separated again. I'm sorry. I kept reading the chat, and then Skulder said she should have been from Norway. Agent Orange likes people from Norway. Yeah, you're right. You're right there. And if she was from Norway, none of this would have happened. Because Norway is Scandinavia, and I can't speak on Norway's behalf, but fucking Denmark had no problem with me. The socialist Denmark. I don't see how the government can think it's perfectly okay for our tax dollars to bail out rich people and corporate. Yeah, hot pockets. I miscalculated. See, you can't read tone. And yeah, yes, I agree with what you're saying. It's incredible. What is urgent and what needs help, and what the country thinks. What we tell the world about ourselves and what we are two totally different things. America is a really, really great idea, and fuck, they put that in the original paperwork. A more perfect union, saying, "Hey, we got a great idea, but it needs work." America, I don't know. We think we're one thing. As somebody who's spent significant time in Europe, in European countries, they're doing what we say we do. They give a shit about family and one another. I don't remember what it was. A lot of those countries, it's at least 1 month mandatory vacation there. At least. I think Denmark was 6. Name me a job that gives you 6 weeks mandatory vacation on Jump Street. They have a holiday in Denmark called Hygge that is just about spending time together. The closest thing I can compare it to is what we would think of as Thanksgiving. Getting together, just spending time with people you care about, and relaxing. I think relaxing is part of the. I don't know the exact definition of Hygge, but they're actually doing it. Thanksgiving, I don't know. Thanksgiving is now the precursor to sales for Capital USA. I'm sorry. This non-Democrat, non-Republican, is really salted at what the country has done to both of us. I can understand an argument for not wanting immigrants in the country that don't speak the language, that don't attempt to better the country itself. I can understand the argument. I think it goes against what we say about ourselves. I think it goes against, again, the thing that we were built on, but I understand it. Having said that, here's somebody who speaks the language. And you just keep moving the goalposts. Let her in. Let her work. What the fuck are you doing? I've never been shocked by this country as much as I have in 20. Well, the country's been an interesting place for the last couple of years. I used to be disgusted with shootings, mass shootings. So that was the thing that I always would kind of wince about. COVID's kind of prevented that. So at the very least, no mass shootings. They did it. They solved the mass shooting problem. There's that. I'm not hating on that as much anymore. The new link works. Thank you, Dennis. I lost my father back in August, and I don't have anyone either. I go to work and come home to be by myself. Josh, I understand. It's. I want to tell you it gets better, but I'm sitting here 6 years removed from the fact. Talk to people on the internet as you are now. You'd be surprised what family isn't blood. Family's a word. family is an action, I would say. I don't think blood defines family anymore, especially with the way the internet has brought us all closer. I know I don't think of a lot of my blood relatives as just that. A lot of people are my family that I didn't know 5 years ago. Um, I'm sorry to hear that, Josh. Uh, I would advise talking to somebody, somebody professional. Um, I all I have is experience. I can't give you any sort of advice. Uh, Days get tough and days get better, but uh, I'm still working on me. Josh, from what I haven't been able to look at anything. It, from what I'm reading, that was rather tremendous of you. I can't say thank you enough. That alone might be enough to get Emily home. If we can, I also want to make note for the future trolls. If somebody would like to hire me for any sort of artistic purpose, whether it be editing, production, streaming purposes, Photoshop work, joke writing. I used to do that professionally. Hit me up if you would like to buy something from me. I'm not straight looking for handouts. If you're offering, I'll say thank you, and I don't know when I can hit you back. That's the only thing I can do. But this isn't me looking for a handout. If does something interest you, I might have to consolidate anyway. As I was saying about Denmark, I had 10 suitcases worth of my stuff. That I whittled that down from a 4-bedroom house. Probably half of what was in a 4-bedroom house got fucking just assaulted down to about 10 bags worth of stuff. And I had it all in this room that I was staying in that I never cleaned, that Dennis was extremely understanding of, as somebody who kept the house clean. I was there like a nuclear bomb of garbage, and never really got grief about it. And stupidly, I came here and bought furniture thinking I was going to have to stay for a while because of the actions with my passport. And now it's stuff that either I could have used that money and put it in a CD, or fucking, I don't know, saved it. But I have a bed that I don't know. It is for sale. I don't know when either we all are going to try to move to Europe. I don't know. I don't like. We have 61 days to figure out what the fuck we're doing. And I guess this GoFundMe is set up to help dictate some of it. And Josh alone, thank you. At the very least, our bare minimum plan is, it looks like it's covered. So it looks like at the very least I can get Emily home. Um, and she can get, because we've been cutting corners with health, even though I was just in the hospital on Friday. Dental, this right here, this is half a tooth. Um, I'm just dealing with it, and I try to stay to this side as much as I can, but I have half a tooth over there that I there's no way I'm walking into a dentist's office right now, uh, because they're fucking savages. Uh, they're savages, and they started this, to be honest with you. The automatic charge service thing that medical facilities like to do really fucked us hard. That really started this, and that was before COVID. Um, we had a dental procedure that Emily had done that they weren't sending us the bill. They were just taking the money out of the bank account. And one time we didn't have the money, and you know how banks love it when you don't have money. We got hit. We got hit in the negative, and then the bank on top of the negative. If you're a bank, you know that we don't have money. So why are you charging us more? Baffles me. But that's a trick that I've learned a lot about this year. That I think I've been charged 30. I don't know, about $300 this year in hey, you don't have money fees. Scam. That's where banks are scams. But at the very least, Plan Z might be covered here, where we could just get Emily home to her family, and then I don't know. I do need to say that everybody prior to this has helped immensely. I, I, I I'll probably make a video once everything is figured out, and as a fuck you to 2020, that'll probably be a New Year's Eve video, where I just summarize 2020, because I'll have a lot more. I don't know. I'll have a lot more understanding of what the situation will be. I do need to say that the landlord, despite this situation, things have gotten bad overnight, like really bad. He's been really understanding. But suddenly I don't know the math. Suddenly I owe him about $20,000. So it's gonna get a little salty. New Halloween teaser came out, Ben. Is that accurate? Yeah, that's what I should do. I should. I can make my money quick and sell the plot to Halloween Kills. It's weak. It's something. All right. Well, It was so. There was a Halloween trailer teaser, huh? Okay. When you're great, you just are. You just don't go shouting it everywhere. The U.S. has tries to convince itself something it's not. Yeah, yeah, and I think that's become part of the problem. We think we're the best just because we've heard it so much. That we learn about propaganda all the time, but I don't think we understand that we're still performing propaganda. Yes, Junkie Jess, that is exactly what I'm doing. My father is in massive debt to the healthcare industry. He spent several weeks in the hospital, doesn't have health insurance. He's in debt for the rest of his life. He'll never be able to pay it. Right. Yep. Yeah, Paul does want the Dolby Digital sign, so there is that. Actually, CP is Poe. If you'd like to purchase something, I'm not. You're clearly nitpicking and cherry picking the things I'm saying. I'll tell you what. If I make a Blu-ray update video on Black Friday, you can come back. But you haven't heard anything I'm fucking talking about. I didn't realize that the New York State government is setting up a Blu-ray program. I appreciate it. Enigma. Thank you, Dennis. Tom, don't say that. Don't offer something that I might take you up on. It's really a. If you sincerely are offering, I might take you up on it. I took somebody in a completely different country up on it, and just completely garbage bombed a bedroom of his for almost a year. I thought we're going to change to send to citizens. They should have sent you 1,200, and they were talking about another round of checks. Sorry for you. Not in a place to send to you. Wish I could. Now I know. I understand, Mary. I just there was parts where like the problem is they either should have given me the stimulus check or my IRS, my taxes back. But they've done neither. Either Emily is my wife and I'm unable to claim her as a wife and she's an immigrant, or I'm not married. And they both can't be true. Give me my fucking taxes back. That's mine. I think the IRS charges. Don't they charge interest if you don't pay them on time? I sure hope they're paying me with interest. I would genuinely give this this highly valuable Friday the 13th doll to whoever could get Mr. Troll to come on screen. I'll give you the link, sweetheart. Enough's enough. You think you know what you're talking about, and you don't. And saying hot button shit is like, you have the time to create an account that says Emily needs to be a widow. You need time to kill, it looks like. Tom, that's twice, Tom. Well, Tom, I appreciate it. Hopefully we can get this link. Glenn, I don't need a package. I think I need to, what's the word I'm looking for? Dilute. No, no, not dilute. What's the other word? Disintegrate? Divest? I don't know what the term is I'm looking for. The medication hasn't kicked in yet. I appreciate it. So despite what hot button trolls will say in the chat, entertainment has been provided by you guys, such as Glenn. Glenn has basically sent us a shelf of Blu-rays. I'll give you guys. I've been pretty transparent. If you'd like access to my Amazon page, my Best Buy page, my bank account, I'm happy to give it to you for you to prove that I'm spending money on Blu-rays. And then what? I'm assuming the excuse will then be that I've been paying cash for Blu-rays. Again, I've shown bills before. I've shown bank account stuff before. You need to get a life and stop trying to stir shit up, and join me. Tell me what your problem is. I'm offering services for work, and you think I'm just being lazy. I've expressed my mental disabilities. Look up what agoraphobia is. Look it up. Quit being a fucking clown and take some of that time and educate yourself on some of the stuff that you're talking about. But Glenn, regardless, if a package is coming, I'll open it on camera. Divest. It is divest. Oh, I know. yeah, Dennis. Yeah, that's part of it. Like, I knew. Oh, Holly, it took you 8 months. Did you have any issues though? See, I filed mine in March, but I have an issue with Emily, who doesn't have a Social Security number yet. But there's a ITIN is what they call it, that they give you. It's a temporary tax number. So you're not legally a citizen yet, but they'll give you something to pay taxes with. But yeah, Holly, it does sound familiar, because whenever I've called, because this situation, I'm being honest with you. I'm owed a couple of $1,000s in just taxes alone. If that had come 4 months ago, I might be able to manage right now. But it's been so long, and now this COVID rent relief thing has really kind of kicked my feet out from under me. I don't know what to do. I hate to break it to the troll, but some people get paid to do things that other people do for fun, and I'm one of them. Lost my job last year, and I don't know if you've realized this, but things are a little different in the country, in the world. Actually, no, the country. The world seems to understand the situation we're in. I didn't hear this man pleading for anything. He's describing a situation in his life. I've known him for some time, and I can assure you he'd rather not be talking about this. Thank you, Jay. Another person who I'd call family. I don't know. Uh, Jay knows me long. Wow, fuck. More than half our lives, Jay. That's a long time. If anybody knows me longer than anybody and can speak on my behalf for decades, it's Jay. Jay is another person that helped me when I was in a bizarre situations. Jay knows about my interesting family and lack thereof. We went on a nice long ride because of my interesting family situation. uh, Filed in February. They are questioning my husband, who in 2015 wasn't my husband back then, of whether or not he filed taxes. They figured his used his social security number. All right. So I filed. Excuse me. I filed March 10th. I know this date exactly because I've had to explain it to them numerous times. But the issue isn't a mix-up. Well, actually, it is. They think they're saying that Emily's last name doesn't match her passport, and Emily's passport is her maiden name. And here in the U.S., on the marriage certificate, it says this is your name after you're married, and it says Patterson on there, and we have to send that now. And I can't wait to hear what the new excuse will be after they see that. Yeah, it is weird. It is weird, Jay. It is odd that night is so memorable. I can't tell you about certain bullshit shifts we had. I can remember Black Friday, 99, that a certain somebody had their money on me selling the most popcorn. Correctly so. That's the other thing too. Like, listen, if movie theaters were open right now, I'd put my tail between my legs. I know what I'm doing. Some people, did you file for unemployment? No, because my finances were self-paid, so I can't pay myself. I can't pay myself. I didn't. I think I could have done something where I think there's unemployment insurance that you can pay if you're a private entity, self business entertainer. There is something. I obviously didn't. So no, I don't. I couldn't file for unemployment because I didn't get let go. And I'm not qualified for welfare because I was paying myself. So whatever the situation is, it is it's just catch 22. Yes, my uncle certainly does. Hey, Dead Gamer, you might want to join that clan that you got the invitation to, by the way. So right, that answers that. Yeah. Thank you, Dennis. All kidding aside, I can say confidently that CP is a guy who you could assume good intent with. Thank you, Jay. Yeah. What's weird is I thought Jay saw me at my lowest. I don't know, for a fucking teenager, maybe young 20 something. That was the worst I had seen things. Fuck. I had a roof to go to then. I had no idea back then. But yeah. Aaron, CP, does Tuesday night's outcome play any role in what y'all do? I don't know. I don't know. I guess you're implying because of Emily's immigrant status and how much our current administration loves immigrants. I don't know. I don't know. I don't. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I don't consider myself neither Democrat nor Republican. I agree with things from both sides, believe it or not, at both times. Sometimes I'll flip flop. I like to call myself purple. But what I will say, whatever the reality star that's running our country is, that's not Republican. I am not a member of that party. The only thing me and that shit dick have in common are we've imported our wives. And we're married multiple times. Look at that. See? All right, maybe I have a lot more in common with a shit dick than I thought I did. I don't know. The theater's a blur. Yeah. It's a certain fucking doesn't matter. Wait. It doesn't matter. What doesn't matter? It does matter because they have to base it off of an income, right? Or a monthly. Fuck, what is it? I know. Trust me. I've anybody who's known anything about where money should be going has pointed me in a direction. My landlord was the one that told me about this COVID thing. Were you not able to work due to COVID? Mentally, that doesn't fly with them. Because I technically do leave the house. But I'm not mentally disabled, is what I've been told, or at least what they'll say to evade paying me. And I don't know. So technically, YouTube, Patreon is work. That is an income. I'm getting paid very, very little money, but I'm not unemployed technically, and that's where I got fucked over on one of them. They're all like I've applied for 20 different fucking things. Like seriously. Sorry to hear about your troubles, mate. Hope things pick up for you and your wife. It's hard when the system screws around. England can be just as bad for it. Been there myself. Yeah, I have an England export that the reason she came over is because England didn't want an import. And see, that I understand. Me, I would want to keep out of other countries, but Emily, why would you want to keep? Emily's got a, she finished college, she has a degree. What the fuck? Get her working out here. What the fuck? What? So strange. Okay, cool. I'm glad you did, Dead Gamer. You came across as a guy who had a ton of energy. Not sure if you saw that in yourself at the time. Jay, yeah, life's been brutal. Yeah, I did. I did doing like you you know me back when I was baby doing stand up. Like started it. That was you, Alex. Uh those nights at the diner. It was those nights that kind of got me going, thinking that yeah, you know what? I can make people laugh because Alex was the guy that was the funny guy at the theater. And then when I had him hunched over, I was like, wait a minute, okay, if I can make the guy that everybody else looks to laugh, then maybe I have a shot at this. And that theater, you guys, everything, uh, the whole post work hanging out in the diner thing, that is like 90% of the reason why I started, or how I, not why I started, but how I figured enough that I could do it. They will pay you back for all your missed work time. Look into it. I'll look into it. Thank you. I appreciate that. I I can't say the O part. Okay. Hi, Tim. What's up, Troy? Yeah, yeah. It takes balls to step on a stage, huge ones. Uh, how many balls does it take to just pour out to a camera and have people say that I'm going to use money to buy Blu-rays? Pretty ballsy. To well, what? By the way, where'd he go? Are you guys deleting him that fast? Um, Diner time were some golden hours. Yes, yes. YouTube likes to screw me sideways and autofill. Theo might be a word that's blocked in 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 uh in the chat. Um, I was doing work today. Believe it or not, as much as you people, let me not you people that, as much as a jealous party would like to think that I don't technically work, even though I'm doing it at home. I was doing quite a bit of work today and just got floored. I'm doing my best to have entertainment, which is, if you're a patron, that's another way. If you'd like to help and actually kind of sort of get something in return, there's exclusive stuff on Patreon, especially you Halloween fans. Uh, if you go onto the Patreon page for Willis Greedia and go back a couple of months, well, I've calmed down a bit. Maybe I should take this stop this and do a live reaction to the Halloween trailer, because that I can do, right? I should ask my daddy, also known as Universal, if I'm allowed to watch that trailer and talk about it. I don't think we have to worry about the reality TV star winning this time. His "it's us versus the left" rhetoric is going to cause the country to explode if he gets 4 more years. Well, the fact that um, a subdivision of Republicans went out and created the Lincoln Project tells you that the man is not a true Republican. You have two versions of the Republican Party right now, and it's that's insanity. I would have never figured that. But here's what I'll say. Lindsey Graham doing very similar things to what I'm doing. He's begging for money. Well, Lindsey, you made your bed. And again, some people would argue that I made my bed with some of the things I've done and said. So be it. But you know, people need to you need to be human beings every now and again in this country. And I don't know if that extreme right version of that party understands that. They're on a different planet. They're just on a different planet. I'm out here back to the grind. Hang in there, handsome. Thanks, sexy. Good talking to you. Thanks for the memories. Shit, I had to kick around some cobwebs there, but it was good. Good talking to you again. However, non-personal and through a internet page this was. Brand new sub here, trying to show up during the bad times. I appreciate that, Ryan. You know, your last name is just so close. It's just so close. Brian, excuse me, Ryan, if you don't mind me asking what brought you along. Yeah, do a live reaction. I hope he doesn't win, but I won't be surprised if he does. Yeah, he wasn't supposed to win in 2016 either. And it's your own damn fault, America. Yeah. Yeah, parties are a joke. None of them care about us regular folk. I agree, Tim. That's why when somebody called me something lefty, I was like, what? Have you heard me talk? No. I am, I guess fiscally, I lean conservative with certain issues, and socially, I lean Democrat with some issues, but I would never say to both either party. I would never put a ring on it. I guess if Trump wins, I'm getting the fuck away from here. I DM'd you on Twitter. Okay, all right, Jay, I'll check that out. Thank you. It's more. I know it's more. 2018, 31 on 31. Ooh. All right. So you're a lot of shit this year. That's what I was doing before I got some interesting news today. I'm dead in the middle of editing 31 on 31. I'm just glad that I shot it because right now I wouldn't be able to film right now. I'm forgetting words like divest. I'd be bad right now if I needed to recite plot points. Hell, when I filmed, I got Jaws 3 and 2 confused and forgot that 3 was the 3D one. I mean, it's right there in the title. I was for about 15 minutes of my recording, I was talking about Jaws 3 like it was Jaws 2. Jaws 2 is the kids that are picnicking. I don't know what the fuck they called that. It was just a bunch of boats hanging around while near a giant rock island. That's part 2. Part 3 is the 3D one where they have the SeaWorld thing and all that shit. And I was speaking about them backwards and only caught myself when I was looking through my notes about 40 minutes later. So, yeah. I would give some money, but need all my money for repairing my house. Madness. Listen, I'm not asking. Listen, don't you dare think of putting a penny in there. If you could share no, you have your own shit going on. I'm just hoping people share the link. can find somebody who needs my work. I've been sent links from people for work. That helps. That is just as helpful. Emily does voiceover work. You have to pay her in England. You just make sure you hire her in England where she works. But yeah, don't you dare worry about it, Madness. Thank you for stopping in. Been watching you, Brian, and Cody for a few months. That's nice. Love horror content. I'm a Friday guy. Well, that's good to hear, especially considering you right there. I'm a Friday guy as well. Jason, I have a bunch of Jason content that I hope you checked out. Friday the 13th is probably the one thing that I go a little gaga about. Been working less since COVID, so less money. Yeah. It's just totally. It's just it's everywhere. Voting is absolutely meaningless. George Carlin explained it best. I really wish we still had Carlin now, because to hear what he would have to say about 2020 America would be really fucking funny. Yep. And Tim, you're right. Facial hair more often than not means no pre-recorded material from SIPO. I didn't even know what divest meant until today. You taught me something. Did I? I didn't. I don't think I meant divest, because divest is just the inverse of invest. Consolidate. That's what I meant. Fuck. See? So this is what PTSD does to the brain. It fucks with your memory. I've been taking neurological tests over the course of the year. There's something that I might be in trouble in the future as far as the brain is concerned. But that's another sob video for another time. Get a job in retail, folk. Bet there's a Walmart somewhere that needs more staff. No, Walmart is all about automatic registers now, Dennis. If I ever started my own YouTube page, I'll definitely pay you to edit for me, CP. Tom, I'm downtown Julie Brown. I retweeted, but I don't have many followers. Will do same on Insta. That is the most I can ask for. I appreciate it. I feel a little bit better now. I think I don't need a therapist today. So the situation hit me hard because it's urgent. I don't know if you've ever been told that you have about 60 days to move without an idea of where, and some of your options being hazy. But that's kind of what I've received. You can divest yourself of possessions as well, especially ones considered investments to begin with, like your figure. Is that an investment, really? All right. But then if it's then I have to claim that, don't I? Don't I have to pay taxes on that? If I claim that as a divestment, I would have to pay taxes on that. What's up, you Bard? Hey, look, cheers. And again, I said it before, and I'll say it again. On December 31st, we've been in the shit. It's been a really, really shitty year, but a lot of you have helped in ridiculously incredible ways, whether it be gift cards for food, providing literal entertainment, uh, uh, financial, obviously, financial assistance, um, soda, chocolate for Emily. You guys have been incredible, and have helped us. Dennis sent us a Taco Bell gift card. That Dennis is in fucking Denmark, for fuck's sake. And he sent us a Taco Bell gift card. We haven't had fast food in ages. You would have thought we were eating fine steak when we were eating that Taco Bell. It's because of you guys that even in this ridiculously shitty situation, that we do get hints. Tim paid for my PlayStation Live to keep going. That's not necessary, but it's helping the sanity, I would say. And I can't say thank you to you guys enough. And Eobard sent a box of these fucking orange vanilla Coke. Nowhere near me. I think I don't know if I put on Instagram, but anything with vanilla in it does not exist around us anymore. And Eobard came through like a fucking champion. Thank you, Dennis, for keeping on that link. If you guys can do the same, and just I'll leave this video up. Fuck it. What I'm gonna do is thanks for accepting, Sky. I didn't know if you were gonna accept it, so I left it open for you to say yes or no to. No pressure. But Sky, our newest mod in Movies That Move Me, where we talk horror. We also talk drama. We also talk romance. We also talk sci-fi every day. And that's why I deserve my situation. I'm gonna come down on this for a second, and then we'll do a live reaction to the Halloween teaser. How long is it? If it's shorter than 30 seconds, I shouldn't do it. Oh, yeah, right. Sci-fi, cine-sci-fi for Brian's science fiction Facebook page. I hate to delay. If you guys can get me a runtime on the Halloween teaser, and how much is footage, or is it just like me teasers when I make a teaser and just put words up to badass music? 46 seconds. Okay. And there's footage? Fuck, this delay's nuts. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Wow. It's 30 seconds, I think. Is there footage? 30 seconds. Is there footage? I hate this delay. Get some footage, very little. All right, worth it, because little can be a lot. All right, guys. Thank you to all of you for talking me down. I needed. You're gonna have Cody roll his eyes in the back of his skull. He put up a tweet saying 100,000 breakdown theory videos incoming. Yes, but mine will be more valuable than anybody else's. Trust me.